So Greninja's a beast, right? I mean, look at him. But we're going to find out just how much of a beast he really is by soloing Pokemon X using the hardcore Nuzlocke rules, which are no healing items in battle. We aren't able to level Greninja past the highest level of the next gym leader. If Greninja dies, the run is over, and every time we restart, we do get a 5-level bonus, but we have to start the game all the way from the beginning. Let's see how it went. Look at him, he's so huge! So our first battle will be against Shauna and her Fennekin, which was easy enough. We just used Bubble twice to finish it off. So now it's time to test our luck against the first gym leader, Viola, and her Surskit. A few pounds did the trick and Surskit went down, and now out comes Vivillon. Surprisingly enough, Vivillon went down in a few hits, no trouble at all, and then we learn Water Pulse and get our first gym badge. But now it's time to see what we can do against Professor Sycamore. So we one-shot the Bulbasaur with Return, Squirtle comes out and we take care of him easily enough, and then we destroy Charmander with a Water Pulse. On our way to the second gym, we run into Tierno and his Corphish, who we take out with 2 returns without too much trouble. But then me and Shauna on the balcony. I'll never forget these fireworks because I watched them with you, Duct Tape. They're so beautiful. And we got the TM17 Protect. Anyway, it's time for a double battle. We take out the Pikachu first because scary, but then the Corphish uses Swords Dance. So change of plan, we're going to take out the Corphish with 2 returns. And then finish the battle off with Water Pulse on Flabébé. And it's time for the second gym leader, who sends out an Amara, who we use Water Pulse on, nearly killed, but then it uses Thunder Wave to paralyze us. So this was a very drawn out fight because we kept getting paralyzed, but we finally managed to finish it off. And then Tyrant comes out. It uses Stomp on us to do a bit of damage, and then we use Water Pulse to do just over half. It uses Stomp on us again, and luckily we don't flinch and we don't get paralyzed, which allows us to finish it off and get our second gym badge. Now that we have the second gym badge, we have access to Aerial Ace. Now this battle right here I am absolutely terrified of. So we hit him with a Water Pulse, doesn't do too much, and then he hits us with a Power Up Punch. We don't manage to kill on the second hit, and then he uses Power Up Punch again to get us to 9 health. And then he uses Feint. We didn't even manage to kill one Lucario. I guess we're about to fight in the gym leaders, but this time we're a hell of a lot stronger. So we managed to get the first gym badge with ease. Oh, it's that time again. Let me just say that this second gym leader was so easy without getting paralyzed. We have the second gym badge! Oh no, it's Karina again. But this time we can 2-shot the Lucario with Water Pulse, and we do avoid the metal sound. So that's the first Lucario taken care of, and we haven't took any damage yet. So we use Water Pulse on the second Lucario and we get the Confuse. It hits itself in confusion and then we finish it off with another Water Pulse. Just before the third gym, we are challenged to a rival battle by Serena. She starts off with a Meowstic and uses a Fake Out so we can't attack. Then on the next turn we use Feint Attack and nearly get the 1 hit, and then she uses Disarming Voice, which does nothing. So we finish her off on the next turn with Feint Attack. Out comes her starter Pokemon, Quilladin, and we use Return to do a little bit of damage, and then it uses Bite to do no damage, and then we use Aerial Ace to finish it off. Out comes her final Pokemon, Absol. We use Water Pulse to see how much damage it will do. It uses Slash and gets a critical hit to do a lot of damage. And then we surprisingly finish it off with a Return. So yeah, the third gym's gonna be a pain. I'll save you all the pain of just seeing the same battles over and over again, and I'll cut to roughly where we was up to. This time we do actually make it to the gym leader, who starts off with a Mienfoo, and then we one-shot it with Aerial Ace. Hawlucha comes out. Luckily we do get a critical hit on Aerial Ace and finish it off with 1 shot. And then her final Pokemon, Machoke, comes out, who also falls victim to an Aerial Ace, and we win the battle. We got a little bit lucky there, but I'm surprised that went so smooth. But anyway, we defeated her and got our third gym badge. So this is the only battle where we won't actually be using Greninja. We just take it out with a Power Up Punch, and you shall not be joining the team Lucario. Guess who got HM Surf, and guess who's learning it? And it's time to take on the 4th gym leader and his Jumpluff, who goes down to an Aerial Ace. Out comes Weeping Bell, who meets the same fate as Jumpluff, and then out comes the Goat. We do a decent amount of damage to it with Aerial Ace, but then it uses Bulldoze of all moves. Like, why would you even use that? I'm not complaining though, and we finish it off with Aerial Ace. 4 badges down, 4 to go. Oh, we found the Power Plant Pass. I'm telling you right now, the amount of trainers you have to fight in here is ridiculous. But now we've finally made it to Aliana, and she sends out Mightyena, but it don't last long as we use Surf. And next up is Clement. First up is Emolga, who goes down to a Surf from Greninja, and then out comes Magneton, who we can't actually kill in one hit because of Sturdy, so we get him on 1 HP, and then it uses Electric Terrain. So we just use extra sensory because it's going to use Sturdy anyway to get it down a little bit. And then we finish the job next turn with a Surf. Aries, out comes a Heliolisk. I really don't like this thing. Oh, I'm so dumb. I forgot that it had the ability Dry Skin, and we do no damage as it nearly takes us out in one shot. It's pretty much over, so we just use Aerial Ace. That's another whiteout as Heliolisk takes us out. I cannot express how many trainers you have to fight in this place. It's annoying. It's about that time again. It's time for our rematch at the 5th gym against Clement. Yeah, we completely forget about his ability again. I'm so stupid. I'm not getting beat a 3rd time. I'm teaching Power Up Punch to Greninja, and see now we go on the 3rd attempt. So the Emolga goes down to Surf as usual. This time, however, we use Power Up Punch on the Magneton, so it's going to die in 2 hits no matter what we do. And then it uses a Thunderbolt on us. As long as they don't paralyze, we're fine. And then we use another Power Up Punch to finish it off and raise our attack. And then Heliolisk comes out, and I think we've got this because it is a normal type as well. So we just one-shot it with Power Up Punch, and we finally get the 5th gym badge. Look at it after many attempts. It's beautiful. And now Serena challenges us to a rival battle, starting off with a Meowstic, who uses Fake Out. But then next turn we finish it with a Feint Attack. Now Chestnut comes out. Now I was actually really scared of facing this at the start of the run, but it turns out that I forgot it was fighting type as well, so Aerial Ace is 4 times super effective. And her final Pokemon is an Absol, who gets taken out by a Surf. Time to take on the 6th gym leader. I was a little bit worried about this gym, and she sends out a Mawile. However, we do use Surf and get a critical hit to take it out in one shot. Next up is Mr. Mime. We use Surf on the Mr. Mime, hoping to kill it. It's left on a couple of HP, and then it uses Dazzling Gleam to do a bit of damage. Mr. Mime heals back up to full, and we use a Power Up Punch, and then finish off next turn with a Surf. There it is, out comes Sylveon. We use Surf to do just over half damage, and then it uses Dazzling Gleam, which is so close to killing us. But next turn, we do use Surf to finish off Sylveon and get our 6th gym badge. And now it's time for a double battle against some of Team Flare's officers. We don't really care about Meowstic and Serena's Pokemon, so we just use Surf, hoping to wipe out everything. The Pokemon that survived was Manectric, but we took him out on the next turn. Do you think I'm a fool? Obviously I'm taking the big nugget. You can take the other one as well. Scammed. Do you think if a Scrafty uses high jump kick and gets critical hit and leaves you on 1 HP, it's classed as a close call? Yeah, me neither. Off we go in the blizzards with our Mamoswine. She's everywhere. Serena challenges us to another battle, and she sends out her Meowstic. Oh, Fake Out. What a surprise. We do finish it off next turn with a Feint Attack though, and her Chestnut comes out, which we finish off with an Aerial Ace. Next up is Absol, who we use Power Up Punch on, which doesn't quite kill, but on the next turn we do finish the job. And her final Pokemon is actually a Vaporeon, who goes down to a power boosted feint attack. I really don't want to admit how long it took me to do that puzzle, but we're here now and it's time to take on the next gym. So we take down the Sigilif with feint attack. Slowking comes out, who also goes down to a feint attack. A Meowstic comes out. Oh, it used fake out. No way. And it falls to a feint attack next turn, and we get the 7th gym badge. Oh, look who it is. It's the big boss man, Lysandra. Let's go. So he brings out a Mienfoo, more like a Mienshoo, because it's gone. Oh, this is gonna be a problem. We're just gonna power up punch until we get powerful enough to kill it. And now that we're on 20 health, we pretty much have to finish it off right now with one of those lovely feint attacks. Pyroar comes out, who we do finish off with a Surf, and then Murkrow comes out, who also falls to a Surf. So after defeating the 4 officers of Team Flare, we do manage to get the elevator key and make our way to the second battle with Lysandra. Looks like he's been training though, because he's evolved into a Mienshao. Still can't stand an aerial ace though, as we defeat it, and then Gyarados comes out. You know how it is, power up punch until we can kill it. But this time we have Night Slash, so it was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. Out comes Pyroar, who gets taken out by a Surf, and his last Pokemon is a Honchkrow, who we use Surf to take it out. We ain't taking any chances with Xerneas because that thing is scary. And it's time for our final fight against Lysandra. Because we have to use Xerneas as our first Pokemon, we're just going to use Gravity until Xerneas dies. Now the battle can really start, but Mienshao increased its attack, so we got to be careful. Hopefully this aerial ace does kill. It does. Out comes Pyroar, who we use a Surf on to take it out, and out comes Honchkrow. We don't use Surf on this time, we're just going to use a power up punch and get a stat boost, getting ready for that Gyarados, and now we have +3 attack. Even though Gyarados' Intimidate will lower that by 1 stage. We use power up punch, it doesn't quite kill, almost, but not quite. And then it uses Outrage, which does a lot of damage. But we defeat him once and for all next turn. Now Professor Sycamore's getting a bit confident, and he starts off with a Venusaur. So we use Aerial Ace, it doesn't quite kill, and oh my, that Petal Dance does a lot of damage. And we just finish him off on the next turn. If anything attacks us here, I think we're just finished, so we need a crit, we don't get it, but he uses Iron Defense. And we just finish him off in the next turn with Surf. And then out comes Charizard, but he doesn't really pose much of a problem as we finish him off with Surf. And now Shauna challenges us. We finish her Delcatty off with a power up punch, we finish her Gudra off with a Night Slash, and we finish her Delphox off with a Surf. Up next is Tierno. He brings out Talonflame, who falls to a Surf, then his Roserade falls to an Aerial Ace, and then his Crawdon falls to a power up punch. I think this is the first time we are fighting Trevor, who brings out a Raichu, who does fall to a Surf. Then he brings out a Florges, who takes 2 Surfs, and his final Pokemon is an Aerodactyl, who falls to a Surf. He had a great team, by the way. It's time to take on the final gym. So he starts off with his Abomasnow, who we use a power up punch on. Now we've got to survive this energy ball, which we do, and then we use a second power up punch to finish him off. So Cryogonal comes out and we take him out with a power up punch. We don't, however, take Avalugg out because he's got really high defenses, but it doesn't matter because he doesn't attack us. And then we use Night Slash because the crit is how we're going to win, and we get very lucky. We have all 8 gym badges, and we have Ice Beam. It's time to take on the Victory Road and have our final fight against Serena before the Pokemon League. Oh, is that Meowstic used in Fake Out? What a surprise! We do take her out next turn with a Night Slash though, and we take out her Altaria with an Ice Beam, and then she brings out Chestnut, who we also Ice Beam, and out comes Absol, who falls to 2 power up punches. And with those power up punches, Vaporeon certainly didn't last long, Now, that was a close call. We made it all the way to the end. Freedom! The Pokemon Elite Four we're going to be taking on first is Malva, and we use Surf on her Pyro. We use Surf again on her Talonflame. We use another Surf on her Torkoal. And you guessed it, we use Surf on a Chandelure to win the battle. Next up is Drasna. And we use Ice Beam to take out her Dragalge almost, but then it uses Thunderbolt and it does a little bit of damage, but it paralyzes us, which is bad. And after that we don't last too long against Druddigon and we just get taken out. We go again, take 2. It took so long to get back here, that was annoying. I won't show you the whole fight, it was just Surf, 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 Surf and we win. But I want my rematch against Drasna. See how we do this time. We use Ice Beam on Dragalge. It doesn't take it out. It does a little bit more damage because we're higher level. And then we get hit with a Thunderbolt, which doesn't paralyze. And then we take it out on the next turn with Night Slash. Altaria, however, cannot take an Ice Beam. And neither can Druddigon, as we take it out in one shot. And Noivern definitely can't take an Ice Beam because he's 4 times weak to it. Next up, we have to fight Wikstrom. First up is Klefki, who we power up a bit on. After finding out it does a surprising amount of damage, we just choose to kill it as soon as possible. Aegislash comes out and falls to a Night Slash, and then a Scizor comes out and falls to a Surf. His last Pokemon is a Probopass who can't fall to one attack because of Sturdy, and he uses Discharge. It's not looking good, but we do survive on 26 HP and don't get paralyzed, which allows us to finish it off. And the final battle, Seabold. We start off with a power-up punch, and it does over half damage to us, so we've got to be careful, and then we just use Night Slash to finish it off. Out comes Barbarical and finishes us off with a Cross Chop though, which is pain. So we go again, but this time we're starting with Seabold because that's who we lost to last time. Out comes Clawitzer. We do have Grass Knot this time, which nearly kills in one shot, and then the Aura Spheres us, but it doesn't do half this time. We use Power Up Punch while it heals, and then after we use Grass Knot to finish it off. So Barbarical comes out and he's 4 times weak to Grass Knot, so we finish him off in one shot with that. Starmie doesn't last long as we use Night Slash, and Gyarados using Dragon Dance while we use 2 Night Slashes, and we finish the job and it's time for Drasna. She sends out Dragalge, we use Ice Beam and get the freeze. We use it again to finish the Dragalge off. So the Altaria gets taken down with an Ice Beam, and so does the Druddigon, and then Noivern comes out, who also falls to an Ice Beam. And now it's time for Wikstrom. His Klefki falls to a Surf, because we didn't want to take any chances, but then we get King Shield. Our attack falls by 2 stages, and now it looks like we're in a really bad position as Night Slash does not kill and we get taken out by Sacred Sword. Right, I swear this is the last time I'm going through Victory Road. It's become very annoying. Wikstrom's going down first this time as well. So his Klefki falls to a Surf. Oh no, not this again. He used the King Shield. So we use Surf and then Night Slash to take him out. Out comes Scizor, we use Surf, and a couple of Surfs takes out Probopass as well. Next up is Seabold, the other one that gives us trouble, and we Grass Knot his Clawitzer in one shot. Then he brings out his Barbarical, who meets the same fate. His Starmie gets taken out by a Night Slash, and Gyarados gets taken down by 2 Night Slashes. Now, if we can beat Drasna, I'm pretty sure we're at the champion. So we used the wrong move by accident, and then on top of that, we completely forget that we forgot Ice Beam for Grass Knot and forgot to relearn it, so we've got to use Night Slash, but it is working. It takes out the Dragalge and the Altaria, and then it takes out the Druddigon as well in one shot. We get hit a little bit by Rough Skin, and then we take out the Noivern with it as well. Final fight. Doesn't last too long though, really. You don't need to see it, it's just Surf. We finally made it to the champion, and now we just have to beat her. She starts off with a Hawlucha who falls to an Ice Beam, then she switches to Goodra who Ice Beam doesn't kill but its Focus Blast misses, and we finish it off in the next attack with Ice Beam. The Auroras falls to a super effective Surf hit, the Gorgeist gets taken out with a Night Slash, we take out the Tyrantrum with an Ice Beam, but then the Mega Gardevoir, who I guess has low defense because it just got wiped out with a Night Slash, which is amazing, and we are the champions. Wait, what? What's going on? This is supposed to be the Greninja show, I'll have you... What is going on? No. Greninja is the star of this show. Fine, I give up. If you want to find out if Ash's Pikachu can solo Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and take on Red, then click right here.